This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with Jon Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? Welcome in, Jon Impemba here with James Grande. This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA Playbook Preview Show. We are here for a 6-game Monday main slate. That is right, James. We have 6 games on the main slate because both DraftKings and FanDuel for today have decided to include the 10:30 p.m. game. Slate starts at 7 p.m. We have a whole bunch of games from 7 to 8, and then we have a 2.5-hour wait between then and the late night hammer matchup between the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers here. So I don't know what they're doing with their schedule. We don't know what they're doing with their schedule. We do know that both the Suns and the Clippers play on Sunday. So this will be a back-to-back for both of those teams here. We have some high game totals. We have some not so high game totals. We got a rematch between Boston and Indiana from a couple nights ago, which was a pretty, non-competitive, high-scoring game there for the Boston side of things. What's your feelings coming out of the weekend here?
It's an interesting slate. There's a lot of injury news. A lot of these teams, the Bulls just got their guys back, but they've been limited. The Heat have been banged up. Boston's banged up big time. Damian Lillard's ruled out of this game against Utah, and Giannis has already gone out of his way to blame the equipment manager for not cleaning his clothes well enough over the weekend. And it's all interesting dynamics here. Obviously, like, your mind immediately goes to, Giannis, team by himself here against Utah. And he has been incredible to begin with. But it's going to be an interesting slate because, like, Milwaukee can't guard anybody. So Utah's a team that can score in bunches at times. We saw that against Philly the other day. Did not see that against Celtics, but we saw that against Detroit. They had 154 points. So overall, just a very intriguing slate from top to bottom. There, Charlotte and Chicago running it back. Houston, Miami, not like overly fun, but Houston's been super banged up. We already know Tari Easton's already out with a lower leg injury. So, like, there's a lot to like really in every game, despite the totals being what they are. Let's see, Phoenix looks like they're the only team on the second leg of a back-to-back.
Clippers on a second leg of back-to-back.
Clippers and Suns. Yeah.
So those two got it for some totals here. Chicago, Charlotte's in at 216.5. Charlotte is a 6.5 point home underdog. Boston, Indiana currently sitting at a 244 game total, with the Pacers a 3.5 point home underdog, and they lost by 17 to Boston the other day. But could have no Tatum, could have no Porzingis in that one, so we'll see how that line moves. Right. OKC versus Washington, 246 game total there. Washington, 11.5 point home underdog. Houston, Miami, 217.5 total there. Miami, a 4 point home favorite. Utah versus Milwaukee, 245.5 game total. Milwaukee, a 10.5 point home favorite. And then right now, as time of recording, no spread, no total yet on Phoenix, LA, because we don't know who's going to play in that game and probably won't know until after 8 o'clock when everything else is locked. So if you were going to be playing the Suns versus the Clippers here, good luck to you all on the
that has to be the worst. That has to be actually the worst. That has to be worst case scenario, right?
Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, exactly. Not great.
Durant had an elongated absence and then returned, and then, like, unless we find out early, like, we're not gonna know.
And Durant played 35 minutes and counting on this game as well. So it's like, Bradley Beal, 36 minutes and counting. There's still over a minute to go, and this game is a 1 point game at the time of recording here. So, could be overtime. If it goes overtime, you got to assume someone's sitting there. So, a lot to still to wait. A lot of news still to come. James will be on your playbook for the Monday slate, so he'll have all that ready for you guys. And of course, we're live every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time to update you on all the latest news and happenings. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Never miss a show here, live 5 o'clock Eastern time, Monday through Friday, for all of you breaking down the slate. Let's get into it. Let's talk a little NBA. We got, as we mentioned, 6 games here on the main slate. Your top price plays on the slate. You have Giannis at 11.7, SGA at 10.4, Tatum 10-3 and Halliburton 10-2. Those are your top 4 guys. Price-wise, 2 of them are at point guard, SGA, Halliburton. Talk to me about the point guard position here for you, James.
I mean, it's really obviously a prestigious matchup for SGA. OKC had a little skid the last 2 games since their triumphant Boston win at home. You know, this is they win the first game of Boston, then back-to-back road games. Second leg of a back-to-back, and then one day
Yep.
off, and then in Brooklyn. Now 1 day off, 2 days off, and then against Washington. Tough little road trip for Oklahoma. So hopefully, or maybe Washington can keep this game competitive. I don't know if they will or not. They have not been a good team. Um, if that game can stay competitive, SGA obviously has the upside to break the slate. I'm not putting him number 1 ahead of Giannis
Right.
sans Damian Lillard, like in terms of ranking, but he is firmly 2. I'm okay getting to Halliburton. Like, wasn't great in that game, and you and I have talked about this a bunch, where like he sometimes, and the rebounds have been definitely trending upwards, so more, and so had the peripheral stats like steals and blocks wise. This is more of a comment for earlier in the year. Like when he wasn't getting 30-10s, it was like there was a lack of peripheral stats elsewhere. So you weren't getting upside at 10, whatever. Now, I mean, even on a game where he goes 5 for 17 and only has 17 points and 7 assists, he still gets you 44 fantasy points because of 5 steals, because of 6 rebounds, which has been, kind of a
Yeah.
trend in the right direction for Halliburton. So,
Go be Russell Westbrook, right?
I
Go
do
be James Harden,
yeah, and he, has had a really good game against Boston, so I'm not going to just completely hold this bad one against him. I am perfectly fine getting to Halliburton as well. He's definitely not like first. He's definitely
Yeah.
behind SGA for me, but he's
Yeah, and
definitely
to
right
your
up there.
point, when it comes to just like the top overall price plays and where we want to go, without Damian Lillard this year, Giannis has a 1.71 fantasy points per minute. So,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
36% usage rate, 1.71. It's just monstrous what that guy does. So, well, one of the reasons why, if you want to spend up at point guard, you certainly can. Just know that the chalk is going to be on Giannis in this slate. We're working our way
yeah.
down. Booker, Harden, nothing against Terry Rozier the way he's played. Van Vliet here at 8K. Talk to me about the next group.
Yeah, I mean, if someone sits for Phoenix, I definitely like the Devin Booker price tag. Um, Same thing can really be said about James Harden as well. Someone sits, so you can get to Harden. Rozier, tough shooting night against Chicago, running it back again. It's fine. 8,300. They're still missing a whole bunch of guys, so like,
Yep.
pretty good spot. Van Vliet, we saw kind of like it's really hard to predict when he's gonna have a good game and when
Crazy.
he's gonna have a bad game, but um there's always a ceiling. So that's like a 8K tier, like 9K tier is fine. Nothing that like I
If there's no
prioritize though.
Tatum or Porzingis, Derek White, Drew Holiday.
Yeah, I mean Derek White
Yep.
just massive foul trouble last game. It's happens, especially when you're always guarding the best player on the opposing team. So I'm fine with both those guys. I
Sure.
prefer Derek White, but Holiday's cheaper by $600. So if that's the direction you'd
What
rather
giddy do
go,
we
then
get?
sure. I don't know. He's a really good
Yes.
fantasy point guy. Is he going to play 24 minutes? Is he going to play 22 minutes? Is he going to play 17? Is he going to play 27? Right? Like this feels like a really good spot where you can get Josh Giddey with monstrous production, but on a night to night basis, that's very hard to predict. So in a tournament, I'm perfectly fine with it. The price is going up because the production has too.
Okay.
So tournaments, it's fine.
Value point guards for you?
Colin Sexton had a really, really good game against Philly. We're starting to see though, like even in that good game, only able to get 27 minutes because Keontae George does exist, and we saw it. Like we saw before the Keontae George
Yeah.
injury, he was starting, right? So I suspect this Utah team that, like, yeah, sure, they are being competitive, wants to win, but like also every piece on their team is like up
Right.
for sale. So, they're going to sooner than later get Keontae George back into the fold here. So like even in a really good sexing game 58, but we do like guards
Yeah, it's gonna
here
be him and
against
Clarkson's gonna
Milwaukee.
be super appealing when we get there.
Yeah, Clarkson's gonna be super appealing. The only thing is I'll say, and not that it really matters because you assume campaign starts. I'm not even sure campaign is gonna play that
Says
many
he's
minutes
already ruled out
given what the
campaign.
role has been. Oh, he's already rolled out too. So we might just see Middleton as their
Yeah,
de facto
they
point
said
guard.
they could
Andre
see
Jackson.
Andre Jackson.
Andre Jackson. The only thing is, like, Andre Jackson also has been starting in multiple other positions. Like, anytime someone has sat, he has started like a shooting guard or small forward alongside Dame. Um, okay, if that's what they're gonna do, that's what I assume they're gonna start Andre Jackson. Just
They apparently
I
have
didn't realize that.
Washington as well on their roster.
I'd
Okay.
be surprised if he started.
No,
Uh,
I agree with you. So
just
listen, Wiggington
given
was waived. They have Ty Washington still on their roster. They could go point Beasley.
no,
They
they
could.
could not. No, no, no,
Camp
no.
probably maybe starts then.
No, no, no. I think if they did, they would just probably play
Okay.
Middleton. Like I think Andre Jackson starts, they just use
Okay.
Middleton as like their point guard.
Shooting guard or any other point guards rather, I guess. McConnell, if there's no Nembard again. Any interest?
Yeah, McConnell if there's no Nembard. Richardson was really good fantasy point per minute guy the other
Yep.
day against Phoenix. I don't think that's like repeatable, but worth mentioning. Chris Dunn started again, 23 minutes again, but like one shot is a brutal scenes there. Delon Wright the other day had the classic 5 steal game, but now he's
Maybe like Goodwin if
questionable.
everybody's ruled out for
Um,
Phoenix. Yeah, like
if he's like he's dead
all right,
too.
let's go to shooting guard. A little bit more appealing here. George, Jalen Brown, if there's no JT at 82, Tyler Hero under 8K at 79. We talked obviously Beal, White. You have Middleton at 7K. Middleton's got the highest usage bump without Lillard on the floor.
Yeah, and we've gotten a price reduction based on half of basketball and then a bad game against Houston, where everyone
Right.
but Giannis played poorly. So like, the algorithm reads in 25, 21 fantasy points for a guy who's 7,600. You're like, oh, well, he's still closer to an 8K player than he is a 7K player, and now there's no Dame. So yeah, I think Chris Middleton, um, just de facto point guard here. One of my favorite plays of the slate.
I'm with you. He's probably going to be a core play for many when it comes to the lineups. Jalen Green, $6,500. Again, not like the greatest performance for him there, but against Milwaukee. But maybe run it back. I always tell Grayson Allen, man broke the slate the other day. What did he do today? Where's our guy Grayson Allen at today?
I'm assuming it's not nearly that
16,
because
2,
Durant
3,
was
and
back.
2 in 40 minutes for Grayson Allen. So,
He
yep,
ended up playing 40 minutes. He's just going
yep,
to be on the floor
yep.
the
And if
entire
anybody
game.
sits on a back-to-back, Grayson Allen will play regardless.
Yeah, and Gordon didn't play. Gordon did not play the front end of the back to back. Like obviously, like that game for Grayson Allen, 20, so like
Nine
4x.
threes. He's done it twice.
Yeah,
In like a 2-week span. Though he had the 8-3 game against Dallas. So
yeah. He's look when he gets going, he is he was one of the
yep,
best signings they made. He's shooting
yeah.
47%
I
from
mean
three.
that was part. Was he part of the 3-team swing with Milwaukee? Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, that's not a terrible get for them. You have Clarkson though at $100 cheaper, and obviously the Milwaukee matchup is very exciting here.
Yeah, this is very, very appealing. This is a really appealing spot. He's been very up and down lately, but 3 of the last 4 over 32 fantasy points. So, 2 of those are 49 and 54 fantasy point games. So, yeah.
Where are we going next? We got Matherin, you got Norm, a little price bump on the back-to-back. Cody Martin, Buddy Hield. Any of these guys sticking out to you?
Yeah, I think the Indiana stuff is super interesting because you saw Bruce Brown not play. You saw Nembhard not play. And then Matherin plays 35 minutes. They started Hield. And, obviously Hield was fine. And he is fine here at 52. We know what he can do when he makes shots. 6 for 16, 31 minutes. Love 16 shots, love 31 minutes. But Matherin just has the ceiling. Like, he is actually we're getting back to like that elite scorer off the bench that we got him last year. 20, 18, 16, 25, 20, 15 points over the last 6 games, 15 plus in 6 straight. And if there's no Nembhard and no Bruce Brown, you just got to assume Matherin's going to play big minutes. That's just what he's been doing. So, I would say both those Pacer guys are really interesting. I assume Hield would start and Matherin would come off the bench. They just keep that going. But that doesn't mean both of them can't play 30.
Would you play Beasley here at 4,600? Okay.
I don't know, man. He's kind of like falling out of
I agree.
favor.
They played Beauchamp, I think, over him in the second half of that game. So
it's hard because they're using him. They're just so bad. We talk about it all the time. They can't guard people. And they're putting Beasley on the opposing best player. And he's not a good defender, but he is being tasked with that, right? Like, so that's unfortunate for him that's what he's being asked to do. But if that's what he's being asked to do, then he's not going to do it all that well and probably just get taken off the floor. So I'm probably out on Beasley.
I agree.
Even with that.
Minutes have been down. Hard to trust them. We get Kawhi at 9K now. Prices continued rising on Kawhi Leonard here. On the second leg of a back-to-back, so we'll have to watch it. We got him, Tatum, Lauri Markkanen at $8,100 here. DeMar DeRozan under 8K at $7,800. Jalen Williams, 7K. Anybody here?
Injury management is, I'm assuming, front leg of a back-to-back here for Boston. Is that no? They do not play Tuesday. They play Wednesday against Minnesota. That's just confusing that they would say injury management. Is it not? It's
like probably just protecting themselves in case like he does sit out, maybe like
ankle sprain. Do a left ankle sprain injury management. Well, I can tell you that he did not sprain it in the Indiana game because all he sprayed was
during the Kings
threes.
Game, he sprained his ankle, right?
Yeah. It was the Golden State
one of those two.
Game? He left in the first half. I think it was the Golden State game.
I mean, we've been getting stealing Tatum now for 4 of the last 5.
Yes, we have, and we missed our opportunity because now he's 10-3. Not that it's like too expensive. I'm just saying like he had all those
5 straight games with like 40, and now he's got 60 plus in 4 or 5. I mean, what are we doing? Obviously, this would be a ceiling game if he's in. We talk about it all the time. Pacers present ceiling opportunities, so.
If he's not like JB's 82,
he's averaging 33 actual and 12 rebounds in 3 games against them this year. So it is a great matchup for Tatum, especially if Porzingis does not play. Again, Kawhi Leonard, good spot if he's in there, 9K, perfectly fine going there. Where do we re-enter the Chicago playing field here?
I mean, we'll see what the
Levine's probable. He played 30 minutes off the rip, right? So
he was supposed to be limited, or Vooch was limited to 25 minutes. I assume that he starts this game because they brought Levine off the bench and they brought Vucevic off the bench, and they did that so that they can close the game. Vooch only played the 25 that he was limited to. Levine got to 30. If he's starting and there's no cap, then I'm fine getting to Levine. It's just I feel like the same discussion though over and over with the Bulls. Like you play any of them, good luck guessing which one's going to go off on a nighttime basis.
DDR here at $7,800. It's a price drop, right? So like we love these under 8K prices for DeRozan. So
yeah, it just again falls in the same bucket for me. I can't tell you which guy is going to go off on a night-to-night basis. I will say if Vooch is limited, maybe that is beneficial to DeRozan and Levine a little bit because if Vooch only plays 28 instead of 36 that he normally plays, then that's 8 minutes. I mean, 8 more minutes with Andre Drummond, but 8 minutes without Vooch, who's much more efficient on the offense.
Williams, 7K here. It's been good.
It's
Washington's a good matchup for him.
Great matchup.
Jaquez is 62, still playing a boatload of minutes. Obviously didn't have the great game against Phoenix, but minutes are continuing to be there. And then guys we've talked about. I mean, you could go back to the Indiana guys if you want. Anybody we haven't touched? Fontecchio at 5K, maybe?
Yeah, Fontecchio at 5K. He once again played 33 minutes. The only time he hasn't played minutes was the game they got torched by Boston. Like it's so that's fine. Obviously, we'll wait and see what happens with the Bulls. Injury status, Caruso and Patrick Williams went through practice on Sunday. If you think Washington gets blown out, Koulibaly will play big minutes, but he's kind of been lately. My boy Cam Whitmore played 13 minutes off the bench the other day and had 12 actual, 18 fantasy points, 3,800.
His time's coming,
dude. Yeah, there's just no. I tweeted it. I tweeted Cam Whitmore is inevitable. That was my tweet because they could use scoring, like a scoring.
Like why play Jason Tate 23 minutes and you could play Cam Whitmore 23 minutes, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of the minutes that they do give to guys could like gravitate, like Jeff Green playing 20 minutes. Like I know Jeff Green is what he is, and it's like different positions, but like Aaron Holiday playing 20 minutes a night, like these, we could slide Cam Whitmore a couple more minutes a night. 6 game slate. If he's in the rotation without Tari Eason, I don't obviously think he's going to play like extend past these like 13 to 17 minutes. But if he continues to score double-digit points, dude, 20, 16, and 18 fantasy points the last 3 games because he's scored double-figure actual points in 13, 15, and 17 minutes.
This is like entering Tari Eason range for us, right? Like last year when Tari Eason was playing like 15, 16 minutes. Like the dude's giving me 20 fantasy points. Like he's,
he just scores. I would probably, for the record, possibly take a look at some of these like cheap Milwaukee guys like Beauchamp and Andre Jackson.
Patty Collins, maybe.
All
right.
He's just so boring. Like Jackson is like kind of an aggressive dude, like on the glass, and has a couple good games with like assists and stuff. And Beauchamp.
So Hauser's also questionable here.
Oh my god! Boston's just gonna sit everybody.
What if we get?
We saw Brissett. No.
What if we get some Svi?
Why do you do this? They play Brissett 20 minutes the other night. That's who they'd go to. Brissett, 3,400.
What if we get some Svi Mykhailiuk?
Yeah.
No, Brissett would be the for sure. But they started Brissett. Hauser when Tatum was out the other day. So like if Hauser's also out, next man up,
Brissett.
Right? Okay.
Not Svi. Yes.
Yeah.
Next man up, we're skipping Svi.
Could be Brissett starting, and now Svi's the backup. Like
they're just skipping right past me.
They got Jordan Walsh just chilling. Like let Jordan Walsh play, man.
They do.
All right, power forward, as we mentioned, 1.71 fantasy points per minute without Dame Lillard on the floor, 37% usage rate. He's gone for 77, 60, 80, and 75. Back-to-back 40 actual point games for Giannis. He's an okay basketball player.
It's pretty good. Made a 3 in 3 straight games, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
There ain't nothing this man can't do. Put him in your lineups. You got the Durantula there at $9,700. We'll see where he's at with the back-to-backs. Miles Bridges, I always like playing Miles Bridges, man. He just feels like safe to me, right? Like, you're probably going to get like 35 to 37 as a floor in most competitive or non-competitive games. You're getting 40 minutes around there, give or take a few. And then when things go right, you're getting like 50 fantasy points out of them. So I kind of like Miles Bridges at 8K, man. I'm not going to lie. You need 40 fantasy points for 5x at that price. So
yeah, he's going to play 40 minutes. And he just needs to make shots, which we've seen. He wasn't making shots, and then suddenly I called it out, and then he's made shots.
His one low game here was against Phoenix. They lost by 14. He went 4 of 16 from the floor. But back-to-back 26, 27, 28 actual point games. So I don't mind throwing some money over there. Where are you on Kuzma?
I like Markkanen, by the way. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I feel like I keep skipping him, but
sure.
Maybe I shouldn't because they can't play defense. But I just keep seeing Giannis and like Brook Lopez in that front court and just being like, eh. I know.
I agree, and I was on like they should theoretically have good front court defense because they have two defense.
Last year, they had 2.75 guys there, like wingspan. So
yeah, yep.
But yeah, maybe Mark. Yeah, probably Laurie's okay. I would agree with you. Julius Randle had like 40 actual against them. So
yes. Markkanen has a ceiling. Markkanen has when he's scoring, he has a massive.
I won't disagree with you there. Any interest in Kuzma?
Yeah, I like the
That's
price.
Looking, right? Price keeps coming down on him.
Dude, it's just the same thing over and over. They just have to stay competitive because if they don't, he's not playing minutes. I mean, like the next game was competitive enough where he plays 30, but look at the 2 games prior. Like if it's a blowout, he doesn't play 25 minutes. He's not playing the fourth quarter.
4-point game, 6-point game. He gives you 42 and 58, right? So like,
you just have to gauge you have to sit down and
third straight road game for OKC. I mean, like,
yeah, first straight road game. Yep. After the Boston, the huge Boston game.
Yep.
Right?
So like maybe Jordan Poole like hits a few shots. I don't know. Like,
oh no, don't if that's what
I'm just saying something has to happen to keep that game. So does Gafford have a day against Chet Holmgren? I don't know. Probably not.
Good.
Al Horford could start at center in this game. I mean,
yes. Triple double.
I know he's weird, man. Just like when he plays 30 minutes this year, he's been pretty good. So $6,600 certainly going to be finding ourselves in on that one. Caleb Martin doubtful for that game. They started Jovic again the other day, but then Love had the big day. So like, I don't know how to approach the front court for Miami here.
It's Miami in a nutshell, is that not? That's like that feels like Miami just kind of in general.
Jalen Smith got 25 minutes, 26 versus Boston.
Yeah, he's interesting. I don't want to skip over Jabari Smith though. Not that I would like be totally like he did just go for 40. I don't know why he only took 7 shots. Sure. That's super frustrating. Şengün took like 55. Şengün took like the first 9 shots of the game. I was like, what is going? He's like 2 for 9. He's like, I don't care. I'm shooting. But he did go for 40. There's no Eason, and he played 40 minutes. I think that's like when there's no Tari Eason. I've said this all year. We don't have to worry about the Şengün or the Jabari Smith minutes. Really, they were actually playing offense defense with Şengün at the end of that game. Jabari just plays, but Jabari played 40 minutes. So without Tari Eason, Jabari should play another 40.
Bobby Portis, 5,400. Only played 17 minutes in that game against Houston.
No, I don't. Dude, I need the low. I know there's a ceiling on Bobby Poe, but Denny also went for 50.
They start Dalen Terry again. Would you go there?
Probably. If they start Dalen Terry, that means that Caruso and Pat Will are probably out. I liked it more at 3,100 when you can sneak away with like 20 fantasy points. You're like, oh, nice. That's a
Highsmith played 26 minutes the last time he was on the floor. He's not listed on the injury report for this game, so we'll see how that impacts their front court rotation.
Probably starts, but maybe not. He had been starting previously, right? So
yeah, Bam versus Şengün. Who wins out?
I mean, this is not a great spot for Şengün, but also this seems like a spot Bam could have his way
Yeah, Şengün
offensively.
not a great defender.
But Şengün, no, he is definitely better offensively.
Chet Holmgren here obviously gets the Wizards. We know what he's capable of doing on certain days.
This feels like a ceiling
You think so?
for Chet.
Yeah,
This feels like a
fine.
ceiling spot for Chet. Washington's allowing so many fantasy points. Zinger under 8K also. I don't know if he can see out of his eye, but
yeah, we'll see.
he
If
can.
he's in, I'm in, right? Like,
We'll see.
Hey.
We'll see.
I definitely like Porzingis if he's in this game. I loved him. Yeah, in this game the other day, but he got hurt. So,
Same.
If Vooch limited again, would you give Drummond a look? There's a price still
6,700.
Okay.
No, probably not. I mean, 23 minutes, 26 fantasy points, great, but you can just play Miles Turner.
Can just play Miles Turner,
or you could just
Gafford's
play
down,
Gafford, yeah, or Nick Richards. I think Mark Williams already ruled out, or you could play Kevin Love.
Yeah, what to do with Kevin Love?
I know it's tricky because they're playing him and Bam now together again. I guess we'll see with the Haywood Highsmith thing, right? That's like a intriguing wrinkle into the Miami.
If Porzingis is out, would you play Cornette?
I don't love $4,600.
Yeah, that's fine. Just ask him.
Because like Zinger only played 6 minutes in that game. So like we basically had a sample of what Cornette would play.
16, 18 minutes probably max.
18? Yeah, 18 minutes max.
Unless they somehow blow out the Pacers. And, anything else down here?
But then do they go to Kata at that point?
Yeah, we don't know, right? Isaiah Jackson, questionable. Yeah.
Obi Toppin. Oh, Isaiah Jackson. That would probably be really good for
Jalen Smith.
Toppin and Smith, right? Because if you lose Jackson, Smith is your backup center. He starts at power forward. They probably stagger the two, and you have Toppin who can play backup 4 and backup.
Because Jalen Smith would be the backup center then, right, in this game?
Yeah, but theoretically the starting power forward too. So you have like any minutes that you lose Turner, you probably have Jalen Smith.
Well, I was going to say, would they even start Jalen Smith if he had to be the backup 5 in this game?
I feel like that'd be unfair to Jalen Smith to not let him, but you could also theoretically play Obi Toppin as a small ball center.
All right. Anybody else? Is Giannis our center or power forward?
I don't know. What do you think?
I didn't feel like we loved the center position.
I don't think we loved either position necessarily, but I do kind of agree. Because we could play Jalen Smith at power forward or Toppin, one of the two, or Fontecchio. Yeah, let's. Andre Jackson at small forward.
Would you rather Jackson or Beauchamp? Yeah, pick one. I guess Jackson just for the cheapness here. So.
Yeah, better position eligibility.
Shooting guard. Middleton.
Also, we don't have to lock Jackson into point guard. He's a small forward option as well. If we wanted to play a point guard over whatever small forward option we have.
Yeah, let's go. He's small forward as well. Let's do this. Middleton. Clark.
Because then we could play like Jordan Clarkson.
5,800 for 3 positions. You could go Mather in here if you think.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, the obvious plays are the Indiana guys right here. If because like I know McConnell only played 12 minutes, but we have like any option we want. Healed 52, Mather in 58.
Doesn't really get us much going there, but like we could just do this, I guess, for now. Jackson, Clarkson, Middleton, Smith, Giannis, Matherin, Fontecchio, and Horford. Looks like we're game stacking here. 6 games. We got exposure to 2 of them. Milwaukee, Indiana, Utah, Boston. Any questions? Again, example lineup for you all. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern time where we'll certainly update this lineup when any news that comes out. Get us in the Discord if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know who you're playing here today. James and I will be back. You can follow us on Twitter. Till then, everybody, happy Monday. We will catch you all later.